Hi guys, welcome back to another book review. We're here today to talk about The Court of Thorns and Wings by Jen L. Gray. And this is book 2 in the series. And if you go back, you can actually find a book 1. I absolutely loved the book 1, so I know you can go back and find it. And I'm here to now tell you about book 2. I did love book 2 just as much as I love book 1. So you guys are not going to be surprised when you listen to my review on it, because I loved book 2 as well. So book 2 does pick up where book 1 left off. I'm just going to tell you right there, it picks up where book 1 left off, and it's going to be exciting. And so I'm going to give you a quick overview, and I'm just going to give you a quick overview. So with Lira's quick brush with death, Thorn is going to kind of get his head out of his rear ends, and kind of just, that's the best way to put it. He's going to get his head out of his rear end, and I'm just going to say things happen, and Lira is going to end up back in the hands of the Seelie court, and things are not going to be good from there. And I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't want to give a whole lot away. And I'm going to just say they are not who they want her to be, and things are just going to end up dangerous because she's over there, and there's going to be a lot of consequences from her being there. It's good. That is just going to be like an event that has a whole bunch of other chains of events happening. And like I said, you know, I do not like to give spoilers, and so I don't want to give a whole lot more away with that one. So I'm just going to say Thorn is going to pull his head out of his rear end. I can say it like that one. And Lira is going to end up in the hands. And I know it kind of, I think the blurb gives away more than what I'm telling you. So if you want to go read the blurb, it gives away a little more than I'm telling you. But I like to leave, I don't know, I just hate giving away spoilers. And I know the blurb probably gives away more than I'm telling you. But anyways, and Lyra's going to end back up in the Seelie's hands. And it's just a little spiral of things going out of control from that. So, but this one, I really feel like I said, this one has a lot going on. It is just constantly something happening, and which does not surprise you if you read book 1, just the way Jen L. Gray writes. I mean, I read another book. This is now the 3rd book I've read from her, and I have to say, just from reading those 2 books plus this one, it seems like the way she writes, she just keeps you on your toes. She is not a writer who just slows down. She is just a writer that constantly has something going on, and not in the bad way, like there's so much that you're overwhelmed. It's just she constantly has enough to keep the flow going. Like, and I'm not saying that to be mean towards other writers. It's just sometimes books have lulls, and it's not a bad thing. Some authors take that and they use it to build relationships, or they use it as story building. She doesn't have to do that. She builds her stories and her relationships in a way that she can keep her story kind of exciting, and she still builds her stories and her relationships that way. I've seen other authors do it. I know we can all think off the top of our head of authors doing it, but it is a skill that not all authors can do, and she is just one who does possess the skill to do that. And that's just, and I know all of us at the top of the head can think of authors who also can do this, and it is just super exciting. And so think of those authors and the way they write, and she also possesses this skill. So to me, reading her books is a joy, because I don't ever get like bored. Like, you don't want to put her books down, because there's something constantly pulling you in. The stories are constantly growing. They're constantly exciting. I'm like bouncing. And there's just constantly so much going on. And that's just the way this one is as well. So again, this one's gonna be fast paced. There's a lot going on, a lot in the relationship. There is going to be a lot going on because of the stuff that happened in book 1. There's going to be the romance, and there's going to be tense, and there's going to be some emotions, and there's going to be some regret. And there's just a lot, and the memories are coming back, and stuff is going to be flowing in. There's some truths that are going to be told, and there's just a lot that happened that they're going to have to deal with from book 1. So I'm going to say that too. So if you loved book 1, or if you are a big Fae fan and you love kind of the whatnot, and you were just a huge Fae fan and romanticy fan, then I would definitely pick up book 1, because book 2 is awesome too. So I loved it, and I think that you guys are gonna love this series. And if you, like I said, you love book 1 and you're kind of hesitant to pick up book 2, pick up book 2. It's just as good. So guys, that's all I gotta say on this one, is book 2 is just as good. I loved it, and I think you might too.